Hey everyone, Ethan here. Today we're gonna do a quick behind the scenes on how we set up our chasing setup. It's not too crazy, but obviously we have a lot of different angles that we shoot for to hunt a storm. So there's a couple of logistical things that are very important when we set up our gear. A lot of our gear is actually stored back here while driving, where we have it in this big Pelican case. And we also have a secondary camera bag that's up there that we use for storage as well as active chasing. This guy up here. And basically we pull everything out, and all the important stuff is accessible from that blue camera bag. But then the storage time and when we're transporting things around goes back into the Pelican case. So we're gonna take all the things that we need out of the Pelican case and start setting them up. So everything starts here. This is where I sit, and this is where I do a lot of the forecasting, the navigation, and obviously the shooting with the cameras and stuff like that. Connor, who's obviously doing the camera work at the moment, he is the one that is driving. That is the most dangerous part of chasing. So having him solely focused on that allows me to be situationally aware of the storm and focus on all of these other things and distractions that Connor doesn't need to be worried about. Therefore, what I do is starting with like navigational stuff. So we have a phone mount here and a phone mount here. And we can have maps or radar, and then we have CarPlay here. So we always have maps running here with the phones plugged in. And then we have different stuff. So we have 3 different screens that, Connor can look at map stuff, I can look at radar stuff, all that type of stuff. Additionally, while we're driving is a road atlas. So this is great because all of the state roads and county highways and stuff like that here that are paved are marked on this map. And if you see like a dash line, for example, that means that road's not paved. So this is great information to know in the moment, especially if you have no reception. So having a road atlas like this is crucial to navigating in the plains. Now, when it comes to some of the camera stuff, we have a few different things going on. So right here, we have a clip here. If I grab the mount for it, this is a custom 3D printed tripod head mount that goes in there. And then I can put a tripod head here and a camera right in the dash. In the plains, I don't have to use this often, but when I'm chasing back in New England, for example, this is great as oftentimes I'm solo chasing during those ventures. Now we have the internal facing GoPro here. This guy basically captures our reactions as the storm's going. It's wired in, so we don't have to worry about changing batteries, and it's just rolling and watching us the entire time. This is a custom 3D printed mount that I added to the suction cup mount there. Then the main thing I'm doing during chasing is shooting with this guy. This is my Canon 90D, and this is the main camera that I would say 80% of the footage you see gets shot on this guy. Though this can't be the only camera that we're using to shoot with, we have other angles and stuff that capture our third-person perspective, particularly in the To Hunt a Storm series. And that's where something like this comes in. This that I store right behind me, I don't immediately use all the time, but this is a GoPro Hero 10, and this guy oftentimes is a third-person perspective shot that captures us with, in front of the storm basically, and gives you that third-person perspective while shooting. So this guy will often put on the roof of the car, super quick, just set it up, don't have to worry about settings, boom, record, it does its thing. So it sits right behind me with a couple of the other things back here, like for example, the drone controller. So oftentimes, depending on the situation, we'll need a drone to either see over terrain or something along those lines. And it's great to use aerial shots. So the drone is a crucial thing, and the controller lives back here, just in the well back here, because I don't immediately need it all the time. So like I said, because there are some things that I need and some things I don't need, we use this blue bag back here. If you pan over here, Connor, this blue bag is full of stuff that is not immediately needed, but would be great to have in the right situation. Take it back. So for example, we have like a different lens that I might need depending on the situation. This is a stills camera. A couple of different accessory mounts, like this is a tripod mount for an iPhone to roll time lapses, for example. The drone's on standby, and then a couple extra batteries and stuff like that for some of the cameras, so that I can change out stuff really quick. So this is all super accessible stuff that normally lives in this Pelican case here, but during the chase that translates into this bag so I can easily reach over my shoulder and grab it when I need it. the main thing that I want to emphasize here is that everything is logistically thought out. So everything that I need right away, right in front of me, big camera, stuff like that. Secondary things like secondary cameras and stuff like that, it's still pretty much needed. Then there are some really rare instances, like say if we see something from really far away that we need to get a close-up shot, I can get the telephoto lens from the Pelican case pretty easily. I just move this quickly, right? And then I can access the case. It's not the end of the world. This thing doesn't really need to slide around too much because, for example, like I just strap it around here. It doesn't move too much. So that's the great thing there. Now, let's go to the back real quick. So oftentimes when we're playing things wide, we need tripods. And we set all of our tripods up ahead of time here. So all this stuff is readily accessible. We have a couple of smaller tripods, and then we have the real big tripod for the real stable shots. And this thing's got nice quick latches here, so we can rip it out, deploy it pretty easily, and they just kind of go back in here. They don't move too much, fortunately. And then in bad case scenarios, if we're in a bad hail color and worried about potential harm to ourselves, we have a couple of these hard hats and safety glasses in here that are right over my shoulder in the event that we need to, give ourselves some PPE and protect ourselves from hail and glass and stuff like that. So at the end of the day, everything here is really logistically thought out. And it's really important to have these things in mind so you're not panicking, scrambling through bags, like trying to find something during a storm chase. These are the types of things that you need to think about beforehand, and the logistics are something that I think go super underappreciated. So that's how we roll. Everything has a dedicated purpose and very much has intentional thought behind it. So I hope this gives you an insight into what we do in terms of logistics of storm chasing. And if you like this behind the scene content stuff, be sure to leave a comment down below. And if you have any suggestions, love to hear them. Thanks, guys.